With his current deal, Lewis Hamilton will remain with Mercedes for another 2 years after joining the team 11 years ago. Throughout his lengthy career, he has developed a solid reputation for loyalty, and at Mercedes in particular, he is regarded as an integral member of the team. Mercedes and Toto Wolff went into a complete breakdown when Christian Horner disclosed that Hamilton had attempted to join his team in order to have a competitive enough car to win his 8th World Championship title. So is it true that Lewis is finding a way out of the team and has been lying about his contract with the team? Stick around and you will find out. During the winter break, the tension surrounding Hamilton's contract discussions peaked. Wolff's repeated claims of Lewis signing the deal in a few days and failing to have any kind of contract negotiations coming through just made him look like a powerless leader who isn't able to do anything. Hamilton's conspicuous silence on the matter, coupled with his less-than-glowing remarks about the W13's performance in 2022, fueled speculation that there is a possibility he might leave the team or Formula One as a whole. The contract extension talks then further halted, as Wolff claimed that they will be waiting till the winter of 2022 to sign any deal because they wanted to sign the contract in peace and away from the camera. This is a somewhat childish comment if you look at it. A driver and a team owner of the top team in F1 who are constantly working together cannot find a few minutes to sit down and talk to each other and make a deal. I find it really hard to believe. Anyways, the contract kept on delaying until August of this season. The much-awaited news eventually arrived in August 2023. Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes agreed to a 2-year contract extension worth $62 million a season. But there were still unanswered concerns regarding the actual nature of the talks and whether Mercedes had persuaded Hamilton or the other way around. Toto Wolff will be happy that his golden boy will be with the team for a few more years, but there were rumors that cracks were beginning to show. Lewis, it was said, was demanding a deal that was far more expensive than Mercedes could give him, which is why the contract negotiations had been delayed and back and forth. But the reality behind the scenes was completely different. This whole contract drama was let out when Christian Horner, the team principal for Red Bull Racing, revealed in an interview with Daily Mail that Lewis Hamilton's team have approached Red Bull and Ferrari for a possible seat going into the future. Now that is a shocker. After the 2021 controversial finish, every Lewis fan would likely think that he would never be partnering with Max Verstappen in the Red Bull garage. But the 7-time world champion thinks otherwise. In my opinion, Lewis was just thinking about himself, and I don't think there was anything wrong with it. The W13 car in the new ground effect era failed to perform anywhere near the RB19. He just wants to claim his 8th Drivers' World Championship, and he can't do it with a mid-tier car. So why not jump in the fastest car on the grid and claim that title and become the first person ever to achieve that glorious 8th title in F1 history? But the part that is causing more chaos is the comments from both Toto Wolff and Lewis Hamilton regarding this revelation. When asked about Horner's comment on Lewis leaving the team, Wolff said during an interview at the Abu Dhabi GP that, "We don't understand what he's thinking to come up with these things. So what happened is that Christian, through an agency that we work with, wanted to have contact details to speak about the seat. That's how the whole thing went. It was Christian inquiring about Lewis's availability. It was not about a seat, it was just blah. I've seen it. So I don't know what drives him to come up with this." Toto claims Christian spoke with a company Mercedes works with, but Hamilton claims he received an SMS on an outdated phone. The fact that those two stories are not the same supports the theory that Hamilton is attempting to protect Wolff's reputation. These contract discussions are common in Formula One, but Lewis appears to have been discussing them behind Mercedes' back based on his attempts to hide them. So from what it looks like that Lewis's team kept on delaying the negotiations, giving various excuses like he doesn't have time right now or there were some technical issues with the contract, and Lewis will definitely be signing this deal soon and keeping Toto Wolff and Mercedes in the dark. They did all of that so that they can get extra time to look around the paddock and have talks with Red Bull and Ferrari to get a better seat on the grid for Hamilton and possibly allow him a chance to win another championship. I mean, they weren't wrong to think that. Mercedes, with their W13 proposing car and W14, which basically performs like a parachute on straights, there was no chance he was going to win the much-awaited title with the team. Verstappen was questioned about Lewis joining him at Red Bull in 2024 before the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix weekend. As usual, Max was not impressed by the queries from the media. "I'm not interested. I didn't know anything when I was asked about it either. It's just never going to happen. That scenario doesn't exist." When asked if he would welcome the chance to prove himself against Hamilton, the current world champion answered, "What do I have to prove then? I don't have to prove anything. Then there will always be excuses like, he's too old. It's never right. There is always something else to talk about." Regardless of your feelings towards the two drivers, Max may claim he has nothing to prove, but as a fan, the idea of Hamilton and Verstappen lining up side by side on the grid is tantalizing. Fans of Verstappen and Hamilton would finally be allowed to brag about who the best driver is, and it would be really entertaining for the rest of us. Now, as much as we wanted to see the pairing of Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen in the Red Bull garage, it is highly unlikely that will happen. Horner, when asked about the driver dynamics if this move was likely to happen, said that it would only bring chaos and unsettlement in the team's operation, and the team boss is currently happy with the driver pairing of Sergio Perez and Verstappen. The revelation didn't end with Red Bull, as Horner disclosed that discussions with Ferrari had also taken place. He met John Elkann, the Ferrari chairman, too. "I think there were serious talks. It was around Monaco in May. There were definitely conversations, perhaps with Frederick Vasseur, too, but certainly with Elkann," Horner stated. The possibility of Hamilton donning the iconic red of Ferrari sent shockwaves through the F1 community. Like what Sebastian Vettel once said, "Everyone is a Ferrari fan." While rumors had circulated earlier in the year, Horner's confirmation added weight to the speculation. The interview shed light on the complex negotiations that unfold behind closed doors, often in contrast to the carefully crafted narratives presented to the public. What are your thoughts on this, then? Was Hamilton lying this entire time to Toto Wolff? Is Hamilton genuinely seeking a new team, or is this just another rumor circulating in the realm of Formula One fantasy racing? Which would you prefer Hamilton to go to, Red Bull or Ferrari? Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on the bell symbol so you never miss another upload from us. See you at the finish line.